Hello and welcome back to a game, this time with Hullabaloo, Ken, and Wallfly. The card that immediately jumps out to me is Governor. Obviously, we are playing with, I believe, pretty much every deck. Yeah. Buy, check, French, E, and the G decks. Um, Governor is just a really powerful card. For a lot of different strategies. It works well with Ock cards and miners that need a lot of Ocks, and it also just you can high roll sometimes and hit really powerful cards off of it. Like for example, if we wheeled School Lunch Lady, that would be extremely powerful with Governor because you can play Governor, and not only do you have more Ox total to play, but you also get 2 grain immediately. So Governor is definitely the pick here. There's some powerful combos with School Lunch Lady in both Baker and Lemon Trader. More Baker than Lemon Trader. Lemon Trader, you really want to be trading veggies, but definitely Governor's the pick here. And there's plenty of cards in these packs I'd be perfectly happy to wheel. I don't think there's any chance we wheel School Lunch Lady, but I'd be happy to see it come back. So in this pack, there's a couple things I see. Village Head is super powerful, and there's also a combo of Village Head and we saw Storehouse Clerk in our opening pack. So Storehouse Clerk is not only a card that I like a lot, but Village Head can allow you to get to Storehouse Clerk triggering, especially on the important resources like Reed and Stone, very quickly. So I think Village Head is the pick here. Governor also will give me more opportunities to discard cards. So yeah, Village Head I think is definitely the pick here. Things to keep in mind: Animal Holder. I doubt we'll play a minimalist game, although it's possible with Village Head that we just want to discard all our miners. Chess Player could work with what's it called, Storehouse Clerk, because it can give you Reed and Stone quickly. Sunrise Admire is fine, but it doesn't particularly synergize with what we're doing. Yeah, so keep in mind Animal Holder as I draft in the future, because if I see things that lean me towards animals, I might want to do that. Oh, looks like there might be some problems with Ken's connection. Alright, looks like Ken is back. So I just gotta wait for the cards to catch up to us. As far as what I'm looking for in these packs, things that synergize with Storehouse Clerk are cards that encourage late family grow, and I was actually specifically going to mention Late Bloomer. Late Bloomer is excellent with a Storehouse Clerk game. Employer is an awesome card. Field Barterer is very strong with a what's it called, a Storehouse Clerk game. House Steward is fine, but we can just draft for House Steward anyways. Like if we're playing a Storehouse Clerk game, and again, all of this is assuming Storehouse Clerk wheels. It might not necessarily wheel, but we can just go for the 3 points and not take the 4 wood, which is fine for us. I think Field Barter is the pick here. It's one of the highest power cards. Employer is a great card, but yeah, I mean Field Barter is really powerful. Also, I didn't realize that NL decks were in this draft. I must have. Yeah, I don't. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Um. Yeah, so I think it's between Field Barter and Employer here, and I'll try to wheel Late Bloomer. But yeah, which to pick is difficult. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you compare the two cards, Field Barter is you're essentially getting four actions through four building resources, and it's arguably better than that because sometimes plows are hotly contested at the end of the game, and so you would have to get take them with early actions while employer gives you late actions because you're adding on to your last family member in a round with a guest, so the actions are sometimes weaker than a plow. But when you add in the fact that you have to spend four resources on field barter, I think employer's the pick. But I'm not actually sure on that one. That's a close one. Um, wow. So Cowboy and Mother is interesting in kind of what we're doing. We can play Cowboy and Mother and Storehouse Clerk. Um, Cowboy and Mother is bad with Employer though. That's definitely something to keep in mind. Um, yeah, I don't think we can play Cowboy and Mother with Employer. So we'd basically be discarding Employer to Village Head if we take Cowboy and Mother, which is okay, but it's not great. Um, Racing Stable Manager, I don't believe we saw any stable combos in our draft. Yeah, I can't remember anything. There definitely wasn't like stable deliveryman or animal welfarist or cactus farm or anything that makes it easy to build one stable at a time. Given all that, I think Hedgekeeper is the best card. We might end up just discarding it, but if we're just going to discard whatever we take, I just want to take the best card. I haven't played Trinket Collector, but it's not a card I'm particularly interested in, especially when we want to discard cards to Village Head. All right, Storehouse Clerk came back. Definitely the pick. Where Salesman is fine, but where Salesman would like go into a Storehouse Clerk type game. So since we can't have them both, I'd definitely rather have Storehouse Clerk. As always, you're welcome to say hi in the chat. Yeah, I don't think Minimalist works in a Storehouse Clerk game a lot of the time. In Storehouse Clerk games, you want to buy guilds, so Minimalist doesn't really work with that, even if we're discarding a lot of miners. Chess Player is probably the best card for us here. Fence Builder works with Hedgekeeper, so maybe that's the best card. You can do kind of cool things. Um, yeah, I guess that's true. There's a good chance I end up discarding both Fence Builder and Hedgekeeper, but that's kind of a cute combo. I forget what we wanted from this pack. So it was Employer versus Late Bloomer. Late Bloomer didn't come back, which is a bummer, but that doesn't mean there's less pressure on the family growth spot, which is still fine for us. House Steward is the pick here for sure. I guess Giant. There was some stupid thing we could do where if you have Giant and Cowboy and Mother, um, you can still use Employer because you'll be placing one person and a guest, so you'll be using two action spaces and you'll only have two family members. But we didn't take Cowboy and Mother, so that doesn't matter. And I'm not a big fan of Giant in general. All right. So there's a couple things we could do here. Ranch is a very, very powerful card, and especially if we did something with Hedge Keeper and Fence Builder, we could fence very quickly. Allegory is strong in a Storehouse Clerk game because you can build up a ton of wood, and then you can discard it, or well, you can say get to like 17 or even 20 wood, and then you fence, and then you play Allegory near the end of the game. So Allegory is definitely a consideration here. Ranch is a consideration here just to hate and discard to Village Head. I don't think we're playing a Ranch game, but it's such a powerful card that I might want to prevent other people from taking it. Yeah, none of the other cards are super interesting to me. Country Silo is whatever. Golden Earring is bad. Um, well, it's definitely bad with what we're doing. It might be good for the school lunch lady. I think I'll try the allegory. I think there's a good chance we just get a ton of wood this game. I hate passing ranch, but yeah, just can't do it. Wow, 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 wow. This pack is extremely strong. So, Witch's Dancing Ground is good for whoever takes the ranch. Half Timbered House and Clay Supports are both great, given we're playing a House Steward game. Probably Clay Supports is better. Clay Supports is just so powerful, and then maybe we can wheel Half Timbered House. Studio is excellent in a Storehouse Clerk game. Bottles is just great. Um, I think it's fine in a Storehouse Clerk game. Basically, we're wheeling a good card out of this pack, but I think Clay Sports is definitely the pick here, considering we're not planning on building a room super early. And we can build up a ton of reed, clay, and wood with our Storehouse Clerk, so definitely the pick. Yeah, ideally we'll wheel the half timbered house, but well, we got House Steward last pick, so there's a good chance nobody else is going for big house strategies. I think. So what I'm gonna want to do early is probably play Village Head as soon as possible and start discarding for Reed and Stone, and still be taking Reed Stone food every time it comes to us after that, just to get up to 6 Reed, 5 Stone as soon as possible, because that's really when Storehouse Clerk gets crazy. And then once we start getting close to the Reed and Stone, we'll try to build up either wood or clay. It's hard to build up both of them to trigger Storehouse Clerk immediately. So if we get like a 4 wood, I'll take the 4 wood and then play House Steward. Or if we get like a 4 clay and a 3 clay, I'll take those. Um, and yeah, I mean, Storehouse Clerk, it doesn't play itself, but basically all you're focusing on early game is getting as many building resources as possible. So I think Ken is looking at the pack that had Half Timbered House right now, so he might be talking about Half Timbered House. He might be talking about Ranch. Maybe Ranch made it to Hullabaloo, and he's mad now that he sees the Witch's Dance Ground. There's a lot of possibilities. What else was in that pack? There was Studio. Yeah, that pack was crazy. So he could be talking about a lot of things, but I think it's likely he's talking about either Half Timbered House or Ranch. Waffle, I didn't see the wow, 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 wow. Well, I'm surprised Wooden Shoes made it to us. I thought this card was banned. Oh, wow. So Wooden Shoes use a stage 1 action space, and then you reveal the next card, and only you can use it. So it's like similar to Chamberlain in that you can use the spaces early. It requires you to use a stage 1 action space, but we might be interested in that if we like use we can just use like major minor because you want a major minor a lot as Storehouse Clerk. The problem is Alchemist Lab is pretty incredible in a Storehouse Clerk game. It kind of does exactly what you want it to do. We'll probably, for most of the game, have all 4 building resources, so it's an action space. It's basically the Tinkerer action space for us. Um, yeah, I mean, Keys is strong. Dre is strong, but not for our game. somebody could be doing a haystack game with the animal holder. There's a lot going on here. It's definitely alchemist slab or wooden shoes for us. Um, Wooden shoes is such a strong card, but this is like the perfect alchemist slab game. Especially with governor, we can get it up super early. Um, So we're definitely planning on building at least 5 rooms this game. So we're not super interested in family grow, and we don't have a lot of ways to get crops. So we're not super interested in plow sow. Obviously, both of them are like fine for us, but not so fine that I think I'm gonna take Alchemist Lab. Um, the fact that Wooden Shoes is getting to going around makes me think other people might not be set up for it or just might not respect it. Or it could just be that this pack is crazy, because it is crazy with Treehouse. Um, Haystack is powerful, downsizing is powerful. Yeah, just this setup has some pretty stupid cards. Um, Alright, so Clayworker's Shop is pretty powerful with Storehouse Clerk, but I think I want Timetable in case Half Timbered House comes back, because Timetable is excellent if Half Timbered House comes back. Ebony Shoe is also pretty powerful. Oh, turning a wood into 4 clay. There is a ranch, so whoever's using the ranch will get the 3 points, which is a bummer. But Ebony Shoe really could let us get up Storehouse Clerk super early. Wow. Yeah, just this setup has some just stupid packs. Timetable is excellent if we wheel Half Timbered House, but if we don't wheel Half Timbered House, it's really bad for us. It's basically just building materials for wood. Clayworker's Shop is, I mean, it's just so strong in a Storehouse Clerk game. It gives you crazy amounts of food and an opportunity for bonus points at the end of the game. It is really expensive, though. I mean, like, I think if you're not playing like a Storehouse Clerk game, this card is pretty bad. It's just a lot worse than a lot of the guilds. Maybe I'll just take the Ebony Shoe for 4 clay and give up on the points. Just gift the points to somebody else. Yeah, I'll do that. So this wasn't the pack with Half Timbered House, so we're not worried about that. There was a card in here that I wanted to wheel, but I don't remember what it was. So we took Allegory first. Yeah, I forget what the other card was. I'm fine just taking Copy Break here. It's a clay for a point, maybe some food. There's a good chance we just discard it. Alright, awesome. Half Timbered House came back. So we have our plan for this game. A little sad that I didn't take the Timetable, but I think we'll be fine. And yeah, just people aren't respecting Wooden Shoes. I'll take it here in case we get a chance to use it. Keys is nice for us, but yeah, I mean, Wooden Shoes is pretty powerful, and we'll probably discard whichever of these we take, because we do need to discard a good number of cards to Village Head. And given that we're probably going to discard them, I should take the one with the higher upside, which is Wooden Shoes. Yeah, so we're definitely playing Village Head this game, and House Steward and Storehouse Clerk and Governor, because Governor is pretty much a free roll. when it comes to Village Head, since it's spending one card to get two cards in your hand, and a lot of the time you want to play one of those cards. Governor is just great to play, but I will probably discard Hedgekeeper and Fence Builder. I might discard Employer. I'll probably discard Wooden Shoes. I might discard Ebony Shoe and Coffee Break. There's a lot of cards I might discard. So we're going second. Um, I'll take whichever comes to me between Reedstone Food and Freeock. Looks like it's Reedstone Food. My second action will hopefully be 2-wood, but who knows. Yeah. So I want to take Reedstone Food over one food Ock, that Village Fool, for a couple reasons here. First of all, Reedstone Food is a more contested action. I'm sure we'll be able to play an Ock at some point. And the Village Head isn't really time restricted. The main restriction on it is cards. Because you can discard multiple times per round, it's just once per turn, not round. You can build up your resources pretty quickly, even if you play it late. So, and we got 2-wood, which is awesome. So yeah, Reedstone Food is definitely fine for us. Wallfly took the school lunch lady, no surprise. I think it was the second best card in our pack after Governor. She might plow here. Yeah, so somebody has a ranch, which is definitely something to keep in mind with Ebony Shoe. We could also consider just holding Ebony Shoe for forever and playing it right before we would get the points. Because we would get less clay that way, but it is pretty easy to guarantee yourself the points with this card if you just like start player with it into a plow or plaso or something. It's like even easier to guarantee your points with this than it is to do what's it called, Head of the Revolution, because you can play it on start player. Can playing Harrow, which is fine for us. I'll take Freeock, Reedstone Food, or 2-read. Any of those are fine. I'm definitely taking Reedstone Food over 2-read because we can discard with Village Head for the resources. So we don't care as much about specific resources. We just want the raw food. Depending on what comes back, I might just start player Ebony Shoe to get 4 clay, and then I can take 4 clay and probably second action Storehouse Clerk and start building on my clay. Yeah, all these other actions suck, so congratulations to whoever has the ranch. Yeah. Yeah, so getting 4 clay is just so powerful with Storehouse Clerk, getting all the early resources I can. Whole Blue playing Sun Farmer, so Whole Blue will probably two clay fireplace with their drunkard action, assuming it doesn't get blocked by anybody. Oh wow, there goes the two clay. So I'll probably free Ock then, assuming that the three clay will wheel. Very surprised that Wallfly took that two clay. I guess the actions aren't great, but like taking a two food I think is better, or even two wood, because yeah, the fireplace isn't here. Yeah, I'll free Ock storehouse clerk, assuming three clay will wheel, which it should. Um, yeah, so we'll start building our clay, and then next turn, hopefully, we can find time to play Village Head and discard. Um, if, for example, we can go Village Head and wheel either two reed or Reedstone Food, we can start charging up those spaces. Interesting, Wallfly is going for Apple Picker, which doesn't seem particularly strong with School Lunch Lady. I'm glad that the Drunkard didn't get it, but yeah, I mean, that's interesting. That doesn't seem synergistic to me. Yep, we will take three clay. I guess one good thing is that, sorry, here's Storehouse Clerk. I just realized I hadn't shown it in case you don't know what it does. So, um, basically it encourages you to build up all the resources in your supply, and then it will basically give you a huge snowball of more resources. Um, but one good thing about the Apple Picker is it threatens the Drunkard and makes it more awkward for the Drunkard to get to use it, because Drunkard you announce at the beginning of the round, so playing Apple Picker makes it more likely that somebody will block Grain, which means Hullbaloo has to take Grain more aggressively and be careful about announcing Drunkard. Hullbaloo plays Threshing Machine Plow, so Hullbaloo is going to get a good Grain setup, hopefully. Hopefully there's nothing like Straw Thatch Roof going on. That would be pretty problematic for us. Um, so I think here, Wallfly probably wants to take three wood. Ken will probably take Reedstone Food, and Hullbaloo is probably gonna plow and sow. So we should wheel two reed. So I think I'm gonna play Village Head and start discarding towards reed. I think Fence Builder is the least likely for us to play. Yeah, so we have an interesting decision where if we could wheel Reedstone Food, we want to discard for stone, because then we can take Reedstone Food and discard for another stone and start charging stone. But if we wheel two reed, taking a stone means we can't get to six reed for Storehouse Clerk. Yeah, and I was correct that Ken takes Reedstone Food. So I assume Hullbaloo is going to plow here and then sow with his Drunkard guest. Which, yep. And yeah, now we take two reed, discard for reed. Let's discard coffee break, I think. Yeah. So we get reed clay. Yeah, so now we want. I'm confused. So Wildfly missed the guest taking start player for Hullabaloo last round. Yeah, so Hullabaloo has an excellent setup if he has some kind of straw thatch roof or straw thatch hut, um, or just something to do with this grain. We did see what's it called, um, Lemon Trader. I think it was in the same pack as School Lunch Lady, and it didn't come back. So Hullabaloo, there's a good chance Hullabaloo has Lemon Trader, um, which is going to mean Hullabaloo will have a good amount of resources. Wildfly Building. We're probably hoping to see late grow here. We definitely want early reno for our clay supports, but yeah, I mean, it's arguable whether late grow or early grow is better for us, because late grow is better because our actions in these rounds will be better since nobody else is growing, and it also hurts Wallfly and Ken's game, because Wallfly has to take start player more, and it just delays their game. But late early grow is better because it will mean there will be less pressure on family grow in these rounds, which is when we will want to grow. Um, I should have discarded employer instead of coffee break. Employer is not giving me anything else. Um, so that was a mistake, but that's fine. I'm gonna be hoping for something big off governor. Obviously, something like chief would be ideal, or just anything that benefits from having a lot of resources, a lot of room. Something like rent keeper, something like tavern keeper, something like guild master, stone carver, stone trader. There's a lot of different cards. Early stone is good for us, because we can take 2 stone next round and discard for stone, and then we can start collecting stone. We could take redstone food this round and begin discarding, and discard twice for stone, but I think we want to take wood. Um, and then, yeah, so we want to take 4 wood here for sure to start building towards our wood game. And then I think we want to take. I guess there's also pressure on food, but we should be fine with building guilds. Yeah, we can probably buy basket makers. How does governor read? So governor, you have to play one of the cards off of governor, so we couldn't play house steward off of it, for example. I think I'm just gonna take the 5 food. No, there's a lot of food in this game. I need to think. So 6 clay is also possible. If we take 6 clay, we can build like a crazy amount of rooms because we have a ton of reed. I still don't hate redstone food and double discarding, say, employer and hedge keeper for stone. Maybe I'll do that. And then I can even play house steward second action if Hawk comes back. So now we have to be careful because we're running out of discards. I think I will almost certainly discard wooden shoes and hedgekeeper this game, and then past that, I don't think there's anything else we can discard except maybe one of the governor cards, depending on what comes off of governor. Yeah, so I want to play house steward second action if Hawk comes back. If not, I'll take either 6 clay or 5 food. Hullabaloo will take sheep with one of his actions, I imagine, but probably his last one since it's not threatened by anybody but right now. and building a room, which is fine for us. All right. So we wheel dock, so we'll play house steward. Discard for stone. I think it's more likely we'd play hedgekeeper than wooden shoes. I'd like to wheel 5 food. I think there's a good chance Wallfly takes it here, even though Ken can jump her. Ken will probably take 6 clay over 5 food. Hull Blue will probably take the sheep over 5 food. Wallfly start players. No miner. Oh, I don't like this from Wallfly. I think. I guess it's fine because I'm threatening room building, so a Ken taking start player could be kind of a disaster for her, especially if Hull Blue plays Lemon Trader. Hull Blue could also maybe jump her, but yeah, I think this was poor planning on Wallfly's part. If you're going to go for building this aggressively, and you were going to start player here, you really should set yourself up to play a miner. Hull Blue plays the Lemon Trader, which means Hull Blue is set up to build a room. So I think this game is going excellent for us. Somebody has Late Bloomer, so I think it's likely Hull Blue might have Late Bloomer, but it might just not be getting played here. If 6 food comes to us, I will snap it off in an instant, because we can wheel a 3 food. Or, sorry, wheel a 3 wood. Ken playing bottles, good for him. Gives 2 clay and 2 food for 4 points and strong. Hull Blue maybe building a stable here, it looks like. It's arguable whether it kind of had to first action start player there, because if Hull Blue tried to start player, I could have built a room possibly. I don't think I would have, but it was something I could have considered. 6 food is for sure the action for us, and we will wheel a 3 wood. And then this is really where Storehouse Clerk gets off to the races, where you just build more and more resources. Like, the cost of Storehouse Clerk is that you lose out on actions because you have to keep these resources in your supply instead of building rooms and taking family grow. But it makes up for it in a couple of ways. First of all, just getting Reedstone food clay or Reedstone clay wood every turn is better than like 1 action. It's like an action and a half at least. And so like starting, well, I've had it in previous turns, but especially starting from now, I'm going to be having essentially 3 actions every turn, just like Wallfly will and Ken will. And then you also save actions on not having to build multiple rooms. You can just save up your resources and build all your rooms at once, which saves you actions from not having to go on this space multiple times. It does come at a cost in some ways, in that if there's a lot of pressure on family grow, you can kind of get stuck behind and never be able to family grow. But yeah, I mean, I think I'll be fine here. So I think my 2 actions here are 4 wood into Reno with probably clay supports, so I can build immediately. I definitely want 4 wood as my first action. Actually, maybe I'll Reno BMW to start building up food. I think I want to wait a while more before I start building. So ideally, after I build probably 2 or 3 rooms, I will still be able to charge up all of my things. So like for example, right now, if I reno to clay supports and build next turn, I can build. I'll have 10 clay, so I can't build more than one room without losing storehouse clerk unless I discard for clay, which would be bad. And I just want to guarantee myself the basket makers and to be able to build up lots of food. Um, yeah, so this 3 stone didn't end up being good for us, and it's actually kind of bad for us that it flipped because it means somebody else can build the well out from under us. But basket makers is definitely the most important for us here. And then we eat or read for food, food, food. Yeah, so next turn I can, since nobody's threatening build, I can start player with, looks like Wallfly is going for Pearl Earring, or Golden Earring, which is, I mean, it's a fine card. Like, well, I don't think it's a good card, but it's playable. You pay a grain, or what's the exact rate? So you spend 3 grain and 2 actions for 7 points, which is like a bad rate, especially when you also have to take the half action of playing a miner. But it significantly increases your point cap. So when you have as much grain as Wallfly might have here, it's like fine. But um, I mean, having to major miner it is like a third action, which means I don't think it's worth it to major miner it here. Yeah, so Whole Blue forgot that all the other people's actions go before you use your Drunkard Yes. Um, so it is indeed Wallfly's turn here, not Whole Blue's. But yeah. Yeah, so I think my actions here will be start player, um, clay supports into building 2 rooms, second action, and discarding for reed, so my reed will continue to accumulate. Um, so like it could be useful to build more than 2 rooms. Here, like obviously building a third room to family grow the third time would be fine, but I'm almost certainly going to build another time this game for half timbered house. Um, I want more than 5 rooms, so I'm perfectly happy only building 2 rooms right now and building more later, just to keep all my stuff accumulating. Um, if Ken, so we Ken probably wants to reno here. So if Ken renovates first action, um, I'll have to see. So Whole Blue probably takes 6 wood, and then I start player clay supports. I can time it possibly on depending where I don't have to build a room this round, and I can build 2 rooms in round 9, which will guarantee me the grow in round 9 and in round 10. Um, and so that would be pretty valuable for me. With the big piles that are on the board, I think it's likely, and the fact that there's not going to be tons of wood, like there's pressure on wood, so people might not want to build more wood rooms. Interesting. So I can take 6 wood here. I can take 4 reed here. Wow, 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 wow. plowing super aggressively. I think Hullblue might have Ranch, but I mean, I don't see how you're getting Ranch. Even with Witch's Dance's ground, Hullblue needs tons of fences. I guess one more plow, fencing this. Maybe, I think Hullblue is going for Ranch. So 6 wood is obviously very strong. I think 4 reed might be better for me. It prevents other people from building rooms, and it just feeds my basket makers for forever. It means we don't have to discard 4 reed. Yeah. Let me make sure I took my resources last round. Yeah, I did. So Ken might take Redstone Food here, but given he played Powder Keg, he does want to Reno. Yeah, and he took Clay, so I don't think I have to worry about him building a room here. So I should be fine to start player Clay supports into building rooms next round, and I can even. Oh, actually, I did the math wrong. So I thought I needed 6 Clay to continue charging Clay, but it's 7 Clay, so. Yeah, this is actually great for me. I'll still be building 2 rooms, but I definitely will be in good shape. This 4 stone is going to be annoying. It means a lot of the majors will get snapped up, but yeah, I mean, I'm fine with everything that's happening here. Oh, okay, LJ. Um, yeah, this is a very interesting game. This is why Storehouse Clerk is one of my favorite cards. It's very difficult to pay, and it has very high payoff, and you play very different from other cards and other strategies. Like Clerk games are different from pretty much any other game. Um, so yeah, this was definitely a good setup. We got Redstone Food early, and we were able to play our village head. Um, so yeah, definitely everything went well for us. But who knows if this will be good enough to pay off. Hullblue's game is looking strong between the Lemon Trader and the Drunkard Sun Farmer, and it's looking like right now Hullblue will be the one to get Ranch. It looks like Hullblue's the one with Ranch, and that means they'll also get Ebony Shoe points. So that will be a ton of points. And between House Steward, Half Timbered House, and like Allegory and my big fence action, I should be fine in terms of point cap, but like I won't have crops and plowed fields, so there's definitely gonna be some. It's gonna be interesting to see how exactly the farms end up. I think me and Hullblue are definitely the ones in the best position. I think Ken might have some kind of stone combo with his powder keg, um, and but I think Wallfly's game isn't looking particularly great, at least compared to mine and Hullblue's game. So I think it's between us two right now. Yeah, so Hullblue playing Joy House, which is an excellent card, very powerful, but um, trying to do it with by maybe he's saying pay 1 grain and stone wood. But yeah, Joy House is a very powerful card. Um, yeah, so it looks like Cold Blue didn't indeed mean pay 2 grain for Stonewood and then pay a 3rd grain. Yeah, so if you never played with Joy House, you pay 2 food to one to place a person on it, and then once to use it to use 2 actions, top and bottom. So who knows what Cold Blue will be using? Probably. Um, Well, so he can't use plow and then grain because he used the top first. So I don't know. Here I take wood, clay, reed, stone. Um, Here I build 2 rooms. I don't know. William W.S.E. Frank says he prefers cubes like this over the L like this, but I'm not sure exactly why. I think the L is better. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2. I could build a stable, but I don't think I want to. I think I just want to keep my wood building for allegory and the big fence. I don't think I'll have time to take wood any more times, and I can always buy joinery. Plus, given I'm gonna be building more rooms later, I can always just build stable stead. So yeah, all in all, no need to be worried about it at all. Waffle getting 5 stone, which is just complete. Yeah, 5 stone is completely absurd, but I'm playing the game that would want it, and I haven't needed to take it. So, um, yeah, very, very strange game. Okay, looks like Hullabaloo played the. Um, sorry, sorry, I'm confused what's going on here. I'll respond to you in a second, KLJ. Yeah, so Joy House, you have to pay a food to place, and then you have to pay a food again to use the 2 spaces. Um, okay. Um, Here, obviously, I family grow with Alchemist's Lab. Um, Now we send our farm put this to board and then refresh. Yeah, so KLJ, my ideal farm. I'll have to do math on rooms. I don't know exactly how many rooms I'll have, but I probably won't have any fields at all. If I have fields, it will definitely only be 2. So right now I can build 4 more rooms. So if I build rooms next turn, that would be the amount. I guess I want to save 1 clay for half timbered house. So I think most likely I'm gonna build 4 rooms in round 11. Um, yeah, Alchemist Lab with Storehouse Clerk is a cool combo. We had to pass some very strong cards for the Alchemist Lab. I forget exactly what, but basically every pack in this draft was very powerful. Um, yeah, so Alchemist Lab also gives me more options for accumulating more resources. So I'll have to do math on rooms and when exactly I want to build them, but yeah, like I said, I'm probably not going to be plowing. Oh, I forgot. So there's Harrow in the game, so I'll definitely plow 2 fields, but I'd be surprised if I build more than that. Um, yeah, I think it's likely that I have 8, maybe 9 rooms, and then 2 fields and 4 fences, or 4 pastures tight, and maybe some stables. So with Storehouse Clerk, I'm really not worried at all about being able to renovate my stone house. So I just want to build a ton of rooms just because it's so efficient to do so. Um, Here, I'll eat or read, feed 5. And then wood, clay, reed, stone. So I do need some sort of food action before the next harvest. Um, I think there's a good chance I can just build the well. That's probably efficient because I think I'll have some extra stone, and I don't really want to buy pottery. I could consider buying joinery, but I think buying the well is better. Ken is threatening the well. Powder keg is round 11, I believe. Yeah, so Ken needs reed at some point, and then might Reno, but yeah, I don't know. I can also take 6 clay here and just go crazy with rooms. Because I have such a stupid amount of reed, and given that rooms only cost me 1 reed, that, yeah, I mean, who knows? Yeah, so Whole Blue not being super on top of it with Joy House and Drunkard. Oops. I believe Whole Blue was start player last round. But yes, what they did was fine because they had the last action before now, so they can think about it. Yeah, so I'll definitely be family growing, probably just no minor, because I can just play half timbered house on my next family grow. Yeah, and I want my stone to keep building, and playing the half timbered house would mean I can't. What's it called? Build the well. Yeah, I think I just want to build a million rooms. So, given I'm gonna have like tons of stone, I can build a room. Building a room is basically turning 2 clay, a wood, and a reed into 4 points, which is just almost certainly worth it. I also have an excess of reed. So I think the point conversion is just too good to not take this 6 clay. Yeah. Then second action, if Ken doesn't build the well, I think I'll build the well. If not, I'll probably take Ock Governor to see what I get, see if I can try to build around that. And then third action is obviously Family Grow. So things I'm looking for off Governor, points cards like Chief are obviously ideal. What's it called? Professor would be like super ideal, obviously, because it would give me tons to discard for Village Head, but that's a bit dreaming big. Other things, yeah, I mean, I'll just have to see. There's not a ton that I want here, given I don't have lots of crops. I guess something that makes it easier for me to get crops, like not landscape gardener, the gardening enthusiast, something like that, or just like something like Market Woman, or the other one is Land Agent, something like that. So there's tons that would be fine for me. The cards I'm really hoping for, though, are things like Chief. Um, wow, Ken had a quarry in his game. Just didn't work out for it. So right now I have 8 stone, and I'm gonna need. I guess building the well isn't super great for me, because I would need to take a stone action then. Like right now I have plenty of stone, but it's no guarantee that I will have enough stone going forward. Yeah, 44 building resources on my farm is pretty crazy, but again, Storehouse Clerk does crazy things. Yeah, I think I'll play my governor here. Um, so let me make sure how this reads. Take 4, select 2, place 1 in your hand, and play 1, discard the other 2. So take an Ock. Stable hand, bad. Take an Ock. Synergizer, possibly good. Take an Ock. Merchant Plowman, very good. And take an Ock. Cosmographer, also very good. So I definitely want Merchant Plowman, and somebody might buy the Joinery. So I think I just want to play Cosmographer right now. Definitely discarding Synergizer, and Stable Hand. Yeah. Playing Cosmographer is definitely better. It keeps my options open, and it makes it less likely somebody jacks the Joinery from me, which if I play Merchant Plowman, they definitely will do. Oh, no. I should play Merchant Plowman here because it allows me to family grow into Joinery. So the upside on that is just too high. Yeah, obviously somebody could jack the family grow, but whatever. If they jacket the jacket, that's fine. Wallfly, I think, will probably buy it here just because Wallfly likes blocking people. And Wallfly with Where's Salesman definitely can benefit from it, but yeah. Yeah, I guess Wallfly needs the food pretty badly. I still think it was right to go for it there. It's just such upside. Since I'm not playing a minor on this family grow, the upside on me getting that is so high. Ken took Ebony, which means Ken might be the one with Ranch, or Ken is just making sure to get these points out. I'm super fine with Ken being the one that takes Ebony Shoe. I would have been sad if Hull Blue got it. Yeah, I don't believe there's any way for me to trigger this now, unfortunately. Yeah. Oh well. Yep, Ken had the Ranch. So Ken's game is strong. Ken has a pretty high point ceiling with these cards, but um, I definitely think I want to buy the well now to make sure Ken can't. Um, yeah, so if Ken takes wood, I think I'll just snap by the well. I can also think about building soon, so I can build. Or I can build 7 rooms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I could fence 7 and what's it called? Plow 2 fields. So that might be what I do. I can then build stables with my wood as well. So that'd be 7 wood. No, it wouldn't really work out to build stables unless I want to take more wood, which I definitely can. Yeah, so I think I want to wait longer to build a room. Although I guess it does let me family grow, so I could go like 5 wood, build rooms, family grow. Um, I'll have to see. Cosmographer is going to be great for us. Oh, so Cosmographer has to go on unused farmyard spaces, so we're definitely not building stables. I can also just play Hedgekeeper at some point. I'll really have to see what comes to us. There's a lot I want to do. Given there's a ton of stone in this game, I think it's probably worth it to buy the well. But yeah. So yeah, Ken will buy the well here if he's given the opportunity. I guess he also might buy pottery. I guess I could just buy pottery to feed as well, but I was planning on taking this 5 food KLJ. I need food even with pottery. Pottery, BMW, and 2 food is only 7 food, so I definitely need 5 food. I guess long-term feeding pottery might be worth it. Yeah, I think I can just let Ken buy the well. My point ceiling is so crazy with half timbered house and the amount of rooms I'm going to be able to build. Yeah, if Ken buys um, what's it called? The pottery instead of the well, then I'll have to think. So keg comes for me. You get a guess. So Holbu taking starting player here, I imagine. Keg is definitely good for me. It gives me another miner to play, so it makes me more tempted to build rooms here. Oh, Holbu built rooms. I didn't even realize Holbu had enough resources. Oh, looks like okay, sure. Um, all right. So definitely. Oh, I have 4 actions. I'm dumb. All right. I'm fine with either the pottery or the well. I don't really care which I get. I'll just take the 5 food. Wallfly also needs food. Also, Keg is a possible discard. I'll probably play it for the action, but I might not. I'll probably play Cosmographer this round in case I want to build stables. Looks like Ken's looking to buy the well. I think I'll swoop in and take it because there's really not pressure on wood this game, or on stone this game. But I do need a lot of stone, so I need 4. If I build 7 rooms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's 11 rooms, so I'd need 13 stone. Yeah, I guess I'll let him have the well. I don't actually care. Um, what to do? I guess if I buy pottery, I can build less rooms. Man, what a difficult game to play. I think I should play Cosmographer here. Oh, I can Alchemist Lab this round. I think that's what I'll do. Yeah, so I'll Alchemist Lab and then take a veggie maybe, if take a veggie comes to me. Or pottery. Pottery sounds good. I think I need the food, given how many actions I'm going to start having. I don't need to build a room this round because there's no pressure on build a room. Especially when I want to use Harrow at some point this game. Yeah, getting the food with the pottery is good. So Wallfly took grain, which is good, and blocks Holblu's Drunkard. Holblu already used Joy House, so yeah, Ken's game looking pretty good. Lots of bonus points. Also with bottles, yeah, Ken's game is strong. Ken's gonna get animal pairs next round, but yeah, I think we'll be fine. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I forgot. So in paper, I play with all decks. At least I used to. I don't play in paper anymore. But when I did play in paper, we played with all decks and we just banned cards that we thought were too powerful. So I'm familiar with like FL and NL cards. So Cosmographer, you place a reed and a stone on unused farmyard spaces. And then at the end of the game, you receive 2 points if sheep and reed share the space, and 2 points if boar and stone share the point. So basically, if you have a sheep and a boar at the end of the game. Cosmographer is 4 points, which is obviously very strong. Wallfly taking Studio, obviously that was somewhat signaled with the what's it called? Where's Salesman? So yeah, I don't like Wallfly blocking our joinery. I don't think it was necessary. Um, but oh well. Here I'll just get veggie out of the way since I can't buy pottery now. I could build rooms. How many rooms would I want to build? So I need... So at the end of the game, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3. I'm going to have 13 stone. So building 11 rooms, I think, is ideal. Yeah. So I should build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I should build 7 rooms. But if I wait, I can charge up my... What's it called? I can charge up my resources more, so I'll take a veggie here. My food's going to be a bit sketchy, but we'll make it work. We should be able to get 5 food. There's not a ton of pressure on food. I also am going to be able to discard Hedgekeeper almost certainly. So that's something important to think about. Do I want to build stables? So I am going to build 7 rooms. So I'll go down to 7. I can discard back up to 8 that way. But if I get 4 wood, I think building stables is right. I also can spam Alchemist Lab somewhat, so lots and lots of options. There's going to be a good amount of pressure on Reno because both Wallfly and Hullblue haven't Renoed at all yet, and there's going to be plenty of stone for them to Reno if they want to, so I need to be careful about not getting that stopped. I probably should start player in round 13 with half timbered house to guarantee my Reno fence if I build stables. Alright, so decisions. Getting these animal pairs is a bit of a bummer, but we might be fine with how many points we have. So what do I want to do this round? I should build rooms this round and family grow as 2 of my actions. So what else am I doing? I can take wood and build stables. I can take wood and not build stables and play keg on my start player. So I want 7 wood, 8 wood, 9 wood, 7 more wood. So this is 14 wood. I want 21 wood. So if I get wood here, and I can discard for wood, that's 3 wood. So I want a 4 wood. So I shouldn't take wood here. I can't plow yet. I guess I can just family grow and choose to not play keg. I can discard keg for resources. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, I like that. And then I can consider building next round. I can also fence next action. And then I can start player with Allegory in round 13. I should take 5 food this round. It's probably not going to float much longer. There's lots of animal pairs, so Hullblue and Ken aren't interested in it, but Wallfly doesn't have tons of food. Yeah, so we're shortest on wood, so we want to discard Hedgekeeper and Keg for wood. That brings us up to 16, 17, 18 wood. So a 3 wood is enough, actually. We'll play obviously fencing because there's crazy amounts of animals on the board. I should have considered fencing, but I think the family grow is worth it. Yeah, given that fencing is gone, I'll definitely take 5 food if it comes back. I want to buy pottery, and then maybe I can alchemist lab once. The alchemist lab isn't great because I'll have an excess of stone, um, and an excess of reed. So I guess it's the perfect amount of reed. Or no, I'd even need a little bit more if I want full points for basket makers. But yeah, definitely an excess of stone. So many things to keep track of. That's fine. This is my favorite type of Agricola, where there's a million different things you can do with every one of your actions, and different paths you take can drastically change your game. So Animal Holder, we're basically guaranteed to not get. Ken's gonna get it, I assume, given that he's fenced already. He's gonna struggle because he doesn't have places to hold tons of animals, but yeah, I think he'll be fine. God, I might struggle for food actually. Maybe I can't even afford Harrow, so I guess I could buy a fireplace or a cooking hearth. Um, all the animals are going, so if I wanted to buy a fireplace or cooking hearth, I should have done it last round. Yeah, Ken obviously takes the sheep because I believe it's the same amount of points as cattle and boar, and it gives you the most towards animal holder. Blue might take an animal pair here. Blue playing rake, so 2 points for them. Assumedly gonna plow so, but I guess I should be prepared to take plow so if Hullabaloo. Oh, actually, there's a good chance Hullabaloo will family grow. So we definitely want to build this round in case we don't wheel starting player in round 13. Um, we should um, we should be prepared to renovate next round. So um, I'll probably build rooms with my next action. And then I guess that makes my family grow bad. The fact that I'm building rooms. So I can either build rooms and take wood or build rooms in Alchemist Lab. Um, Nobody's building a room here, so I'm safe to wheel it. So do I want to Alchemist Lab or build rooms? Or 3 wood. 3 wood is all the wood I need for the rest of the game, I believe. So 5, 6, 7 for rooms. That's 13. 7 for fences is 20. So 3 wood puts me to 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah. So 3 wood, sure. Hopefully nobody takes pottery. We're kind of depending on it right now. So it's possible I should have just guaranteed that, but I want to be set up to fence next round if possible. Mm-hmm. It's tight. So 17, 18, 19, 20. So we can't get to 21, so we can't build a stable, which is fine. We can consider... No, we can't consider playing keg. Yeah, so we'll have one extra resource, so we can discard for some resource other than wood with one of them. So I'll wait and see what that will be, but definitely looking fine. As long as Hullblue doesn't take Reedstone food, our renovation is protected, which is nice. No, you can limit trade, so it'll be spooky. Like, yeah, I don't know. Definitely building rooms here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We lose 7 wood. 14 clay, 7 reed. Oh no, I'm gonna have to so I need to alchemist lab because I need to be able to buy pottery. So I'll need 1 more stone. So I'll be at 12, be at 13. So I can discard for a stone and I can alchemist lab. So yeah, I should discard for... So yeah, so my actions here will be plow, start player, pottery, alchemist lab, fence, I believe. Oh no, I also have to fence in the last round. So I should definitely start player for Reno fence. Will Wallfly plow? No, Wallfly will family grow. Ken can't plow. I'll whale plow, so I should start player here. I didn't take my wood clay reedstone. Oh, Ken might pottery. Yeah, I mean, if he does, he does. All right, cool. Ken is not pottering, so we will definitely do that next action. So our first action next round is going to be Reno fence. Yeah, I'm going to be able to plow whenever I want this game, so I can just wait. And if not, I can just build more pastures. So I should definitely pottery here. Oh wow, Hullblue playing grain cellar. So Whole Blues game looks excellent, excellent, excellent. But Whole Blue's not really going to be able to hold all these animals, so he's fed basically for forever. But yeah, I'm not super worried about. Oh, and yeah, he gets to immediately resow. So yeah, here we'll definitely be playing pottery. Yeah, so I'll probably Alchemist Lab next action because it's super important to get it. And then last action, I guess I could plow. I don't need food. I could take a grain. I could take 5 clay. Looks like Ken had something that was pretty important as far as Ox go. He seems upset that he didn't wheel Ox, but that's the way Agricola is. So yeah, I think this Alchemist Lab is a bit too important. Wood, clay, reed, stone, because I also need to eat a reed. So in order to trigger Storehouse Clerk on reed next round, I need this Alchemist Lab. Yeah, so looks like everything I have is going to line up nicely, but my feeding is very sketchy. I might not be able to harrow this game. Yeah, so I have 5 food in both of these harvests. So right now I need 4 more food, and there's no single action that gets 4 food. I guess if I take a grain and I plow sow, it depends. Oh, so Wallfly took clay, so Wallfly can Reno, so I have to Reno fence first action. It's too important. I guess if Hullabaloo renovates here, I'm fine. Um, so Hullabaloo can fence next round, so I have to renovate fence first action. All right. That being said, I'm not getting plow sow. Grain is still a 2-point action. No, I don't want to Reno Cake this round, I don't think. I need the wood. So right now I have, oh no, I don't need the wood. So I could Reno Keg, actually. You're correct. Do I want to? No, because then that doesn't do anything. Then I just have to fence first action. So it doesn't change anything to Reno Keg first action. And actually, no, I don't have enough stone. So I can't Reno this round. So yeah, I should take a grain for sure, and then probably just day labor to guarantee I don't get blocked on feeding. No, I definitely I should day labor and plow. Yeah, no, nobody's taking. So I can Reno fence first action, plow second action. Yeah. Feed 10, and then wood, reed, stone. discard Hedgekeeper for stone right now. And then we Reno Fence. So obviously I will plow first action if it comes to me, which, I mean, Whole Blue could block it, but whatever. So I have one more discard for something if I want, but I don't know what that will be. I guess I can discard for a clay if I take 4 clay, and then that's a point. I need to make sure I get my, allegory down, so that will be my third action, and then just feeding after plow and allegory. So this is going to be 11 points. This is going to be 3 points. Wow. Wallfly not plow sowing. If plow sow makes it back to me, that'd be pretty incredible. Whole Blue should fence here, I think. I guess Whole Blue, yeah, I can refence if Whole Blue doesn't fence. So, okay, taking wood defense, that's also fine. I'll definitely plow sow. Harrow works on plow sow, I believe. Yeah. Then allegory, food. Actually, I only need 3 food because I can eat a grain. So I can take 4 clay as well. So I think I have this game, but man, what a complicated game to play. So many things to keep track of. Yeah, I'll definitely allegory here. Then 3 food and 4 clay. So it's impossible for me to starve here pretty much because I can just raw eat a grain and a veggie. So oh, it looks like Ken had a 3-Ock miner that he wanted to play, so he had to play Institute Founder first, and then second, Businesswoman second, to play whatever miner he wanted to play. Here we allegory. Yeah, CaliJ, this was a crazy interesting game. Yeah, I mean, this is just why I love Storehouse Clerk. You get to do things that you don't do in any other kind of game. You have to do tons of math. You have to do tons of planning ahead. Just such a fun card. I think I'll be making sometime this week on my YouTube. If you don't follow my YouTube, definitely check it out because sometime this week I'll be making a top 10 favorite Ox video. So if you're interested in that, check out my YouTube. I think you should be able to find it just by Googling like gray Agricola, but the URL for it is just a long string of random characters. So yeah, I think the best way to find it is just Googling it. If you can't find it, you can message me and I will. I can send you a link, and there's also a link on the Agricola Discord. So if you're involved in that, um, check that out. Let's look at what kind of score I'm looking like. So 53, Jesus. So 53 plus 4 plus 11, so 68 plus 3 plus 1, um, 72. So if I get the 2 clay, it will be a 74 point game. So pretty absurd. Actually, about a week ago, maybe a little bit longer, I had a 75 point game. So not even the best score I've had recently, but obviously I'm not going to complain about a 74. Lots of stuff went great for us this game. But yeah, I mean, just the power of the cards in this draft was really crazy, and then everything kind of lined up well for us. We weren't able to use Merchant Plowman, but hitting Cosmographer off the general was great. Village Head was obviously excellent for us, and yeah, just clay supports, half timbered house, storehouse clerk is just really absurd in terms of point ceiling. Take this E to clay, a reed, and a grain. Oh, wrong one. I should remove these just to make sure. No, they shouldn't trigger anything. But my score is 55 plus 19. Is that right? That sounds like 72. No, I'm just bad at math. That's 74. Yeah, so 40 for Wallfly. Ken had 47. I don't know what Whole Blue has, but Whole Blue's game is strong for sure. I don't know what Whole Blue's doing with Grain Cellar. They have to decide, I assume. So we'll wait on that. Yeah, my resources ended up perfectly, which is always fun. A lot of the time with Storehouse Clerk, especially, you'll end up with extra resources sitting around, but just everything lined up perfectly this game. Let's see what Whole Blue's score is looking like. So Whole Blue has 41, 43 plus a million grain for animal holder. So I think 4 cows probably, 4 sheep, 5 boar maybe is the best thing to do. Maybe 8 sheep, 2 cows, 3 boars. Are there, no matter what, I think so Whole Blue I believe can do 6 for 2 cows, 4 for 2 boars, so that's 10, and then the rest to sheep. Yeah. So Whole Blue will have 3 points for animal holder plus plus 3 points for sheep, 3 points for cows, 3 points for boar. So plus 9 more points. So Whole Blue's score is going to be a good 55. Yeah, 6. This is looking like the same amount of points, I think. 50 plus 5, 55, yeah. Yeah, I'm just, okay. All right. Um, so 40, 47, 55, 74. So monster game for me. Thank you all for watching. As I said, I will probably have some sort of YouTube content this week other than just gameplay, and then I'll probably also play more games this week. So look out for both my YouTube and my Twitch if you're interested in any of that, and I will see you guys later.